And look, guys, here's a little another nugget of knowledge is that be obsessed with the process and be motivated by the outcome instead of the opposite. Okay, that's going to be real important to you as you're trying to be a blessing. Focus every day on how can I be a blessing to these people. They say everything in the world is about money except money. Interesting quote. Welcome to another episode of Self-Employed Success Secrets Weekend Edition. It's also the sign of the UW Huskies. They won their game against number 11 ranked Michigan State. A lot of people didn't expect that, okay? The same way a lot of people don't expect a lot of good things from you, great things from you, surprise them, okay? And this goes to my next point I talked about. This is a really cool quote. Everything in this world is about money except money. When it comes to money, money is given to people who have things that money cannot buy, such as trustworthiness, the ability to solve problems, the ability to bring peace, calmness. All these things bring money. So that leads to the topic of this episode. On today's episode, we're going to talk about being a blessing versus being a burden. One day I was out playing basketball here in Seattle, and this guy was like, we were just talking, and he was like, when I hire people, I give them 3 chances. And after those 3 chances are gone, they're axed, fired. Now I was sitting there, I was like, man, that's pretty harsh. And yeah, it is harsh. The working world can be very harsh because people need results. And if you're going to be a weight, or if you're going to provide a weight to people, they're going to get mad. The weight being that, okay, this guy takes from us more than he gives, you're probably on your way up. But if you give more than you take, you're probably on your way up. Okay, you want to always go up and not out. And also, too, if you're causing a wait, W-A-I-T, meaning that there's a delay to what you're doing, people want results now. People have short attention spans. They want it now. Okay, this is why it's very hard, too, for people to be successful in a business or at a job, because people want stuff now, and that stress can kill people. That's why I made a video before about, don't allow that stress to get to you, and understand that no matter what you do, that it's going to be difficult, but don't let that stop you from being. And look, guys, here's another nugget of knowledge is that be obsessed with the process and be motivated by the outcome instead of the opposite, okay? That's going to be real important to you as you're trying to be a blessing. Focus every day on how can I be a blessing to these people. Everyone's walking around with invisible weights on their shoulders. Lift them, okay? Most people are worried all the time about everything. They're worried about their kids. They're worried about being able to make money in the future. They're worried about life in general. They're worried about the person they're dating them is going to leave them. Like all sorts of stuff. These are what people are thinking about right now as I speak. You're probably thinking about this as you watch this video. Okay? People are just like you. And so all I got to say is be a blessing. Give assurance to people with the capital A. All right? Be a blessing, not a burden. Okay? Be a blessing, not a burden. Tell them, hey, you know what, man? A few stats and data, be like, the chance of you not having income in the future is pretty low. You can stop worrying about that, man. The chance of somebody coming in and taking your job is pretty low. Most people suck at their jobs, we're just being completely honest. And so, this world is very expansive and abundant. And so just calm down. You can get what you want. I've gotten a lot of what I want. Not everything I want, but I've gotten a whole lot of what I wanted. And once you realize that life is very similar to a grocery store where there's plenty of everything. If you want chips, there's plenty of chips. You want juice, there's plenty of juice. You just got to pay the price for it and then get it. Okay. It's another important point is pay the price on what you're doing. Okay, it's very important. Remember that. Pay the price for what you want. Because if you're going to have a successful business, you're going to have to be a blessing more than you're going to be a burden, okay? They say that when you're working for somebody that your ability to provide more value than what they pay you is what allows them to keep paying you, okay? If what you're doing is worth $100, but they pay $50 for it, they're probably going to keep paying for it because that's where the value is, that other $50 that they're not paying for. It's worth $50, but they pay $50 for it, okay? So the point of this video, the crux of this video, look at what the word crux means, very important. The crux of this video is that be a blessing, not a burden. Okay? Be a blessing, not a burden. Because the more you're a blessing, the more you're going to be able to help people and lift those weights, making their lives easier, more enjoyable, more efficient. That's what I do. Okay, and also too, stay tuned for the very end for a surprise. But this is very important, because if you're going to expand, if you're going to have a good time doing what you're doing, be a blessing, not a burden. Okay, a blessing is someone where it's like, I never have to worry about that guy. I don't have to fact check the things that he says. I don't have to, wonder if he actually cares about me. That's what you want to get. That's the point you want to get to, is being a blessing, okay? And I've seen time and time again that blessings, like I said, blessings get promoted, burdens get fired. Okay, but the truth is most people are burdens, the only thing about themselves. And how do you, from being a blessing, you got to take the focus off of yourself. Okay, this is the focus, your hand, your palm facing outward is the focus. You got to put it, most people are like this, their palm is facing towards them, they're the focus. You got to flip that and make the focus about other people. Okay, meaning that your feelings don't matter when you're at work, but their feelings matter a ton. Okay, what they feel matters, what you feel doesn't. Okay, this is very important. A lot of us got this backwards. We go to work thinking, this is how I feel. I don't feel like going to work. Okay, instead of thinking, what do they feel like? What can you do? You know why Netflix is so successful, or entertainment events are so successful? Because they understand that people don't want to feel like they're at work. They just want to be able to relax. Okay? When you're at work, don't relax. Relax when you get home. But too many people, they relax at work. Okay? What you feel, what you care about doesn't really matter. What they feel, what they care about is what matters the most. You're going to get paid. People pay for pain points, not for love and loyalty. Okay? They're not here to make you happy. You're there to make them happy. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you're working and doing your thing. Okay, in closing, as we get to our final point, is that one last thing that needs to be discussed. Okay, for most people, life is storms. Life is truly mostly storms. It was Eric Thomas, the hip-hop preacher. He said that you're either in a storm, you're coming out of a storm, or you're about to go in a storm. Okay, a storm could be, your family member dies, or you get fired out of nowhere, or boyfriend has to move to another state, get a breakup, or whatever the case may be. You slip and fall and break your leg playing basketball. Also, too, guys, another important point is that you were hired to solve a problem at work. And remember that when there's problems at work, don't bring problems to your supervisor without also bringing a solution. Okay, remember, quid pro quo. Something for something. There's a problem at work. Don't talk to anyone about it unless you got a requisite solution with it. Then your boss is going to smile, okay? Bring problems, but also bring solutions. Storms come in all shapes and sizes. Okay, most people are walking around with a proverbial cloud over their head. Okay? They just want some relief. And that's where you come in. Your boss, your sister, your cousin all have problems. And you know about some of those problems, okay? Be a blessing to them by not bringing more problems. Be a blessing to the world by not bringing more problems, okay? There are so many problems in the world. Don't add to it. By being good at your job, not destroying anybody's life, okay? You're doing a good job. Avoid malpractice. Talked about this in a previous video. Love yourself enough to, before you go out and do big things, that you don't harm anybody. As the doctor's dictum goes, first do no harm. Just don't harm anybody. Be a blessing to the world, okay? Because most people's lives are really hard. Okay, there's a lot of people, they feel like they're not paid enough. They want to pay out their house. It feels like it'll never get paid off. There's a lot of Goliaths in people's lives. And being able, as you live your life, I'm 29 years old, as you live your life, you start to see that these Goliaths are showing up everywhere. You got people, got kids with special needs, whatever, all sorts of issues. Someone's house burned down. The insurance would only pay for half the house, whatever. House gets flooded, you name it. But be different and be aware. Just being aware that most people are going through hell a lot of the time will help you, okay? Because most people are hell. I have a client, she has a tattoo that says, hell is other people, and it's true. And so is heaven. I want this to be a positive video, but be a blessing. Okay, don't mess people's lives up. And this goes to our surprise. Today's surprise is never light yourself on fire trying to keep somebody else warm, which means don't take on somebody else's problems that and they become your problems. Okay? All right, be a blessing, not a burden. Lift, and you'll be lifted. Okay. Lastly, as always, unsuccessful people make decisions based on their current situations. But successful people, you hopefully make decisions based on where you want to be. Okay? Bye.